Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about two poems in reference to the imagery and sound effect they portray. The poems of vernal equinox and autumn, and they're by the same poetess, Amy Lau. Before I go into the analysis of these poems, I'm gonna first read them individually and then explain. So, the first poem, Vernal Equinox, and it goes thus. The scent of hyacinths, like a pale mist, lies between me and my book, and the south wind, washing through the room, makes the candles quiver. My nerves sting at a spatter of rain on the shutter, and I am uneasy with the thrusting of green shoots outside in the night. Why are you not here to overpower me with your tense and urgent love? After reading this poem, I was of the opinion that the first two lines provided the audience with such a very powerful and vivid image of the scent of hyacinth. In this line, it says, "The scent of hyacinth, like a pale mist, lies between me and my book." A simile is used as Amy Lau compares the scent of hyacinth to a pale mist, signifying that the scent of this flower could be visually perceived. And this also suggests one more thing, that the scent of hyacinth is not only an olfactory perception, but also it's a visual perception, or it can also be a visual perception. Moving down to the third and fourth line, it says, "And the south wind washing through the room makes the candles quiver." First of all, I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was fascinating how the word washing is used rather than blowing. And then furthermore, it made me to think, if washing was used, since washing was used, then it shows the intensity of the south wind, how hot it is. And this intensity, the usage of the word washing magnifies the intensity of the south wind, which then has an effect on the candles as it makes the candles flicker. It makes the candles move back and forth very rapidly. In the next line, we can see that onomatopoeia is used when it says, "My nerves sting at a spatter of rain on the shutter." Here, it can be said that the voice is uneased. It feels discomfort by the spatter of rain on the shutter, which basically makes us to wonder, why would such a, I don't know, insignificant act cause discomfort to someone. And then it says, and I am uneasy with the thrusting of green shoots outside in the night. When we hear like green shoots, we basically, to some extent, think of summer or springtime, and springtime, and this is like the season whereby flowers are blossoming and there are bees and the weather is nice. But the voice here is uneased by the thrusting of green shoots, which makes us to wonder why this happens. And the voice is not only uneased by the thrusting of green shoots, the voice is also not pleased or unhappy with the other nice images produced in the poem. And why does this happen? Well, the reason is revealed in the last two lines, where it says, "Why are you not here to overpower me with your tense and urgent love?" In here, we could say that the voice in this poem beckons for love that is as tense as the scent of hyacinths, but love doesn't get the voice. Doesn't get this love. The voice wants a love that is very powerful and to some extent can't be conquered in any way. But this doesn't happen. It goes otherwise. Yeah. The next poem, Autumn. They brought me a quailed yellow dahlia, opulent, flaunting, round gold, flung out of a pale green stalk, round, ripe gold of maturity, meticulously frilled and flaming, a fireball of proclamation. Fecundity, decked in staring yellow, for all the world to see. They brought a yellow coiled they brought a coiled yellow dahlia to me, who am barren. Shall I send it to you? You who have taken with you all I once possessed. This poem can be separated into two parts. The first part declares the beauty of the dahlia flower and its opulence, while the second part has a more melancholic tone to it. Uh, the first 10 lines of this poem describes how richly ornate, feathered, and fertile this flower is. However, when we move over like to this, however, when we go to the second line, it says flaunting. It says they brought me a quailed yellow dahlia, opulent, flaunting. The word flaunting indicates the personifying of this flower, of the yellow dahlia, as flowers don't ostentate um, or they don't act ostentatiously. It's only humans that can display their proudness, that can show off their proudness. Furthermore, this adds to the understanding of how luxurious the flower is, of how extremely fertile it is. Um, Also, while reading this poem, I thought that there's a symbol for the season of autumn in this poem. In the line where it says, flung out of a pale green stalk. The stalk of the flower could be said to represent autumn, as the color is not bright compared to that of the dahlia itself, that is yellow and opulent and round gold. Um, so yeah, we could say there's like a representation of autumn in that part. A careful detail is given about the dahlia flower in this poem, like in the first 10 lines of the poem. So going to the second part of the poem, as I said, because it could be separated into two parts. The second part of the poem doesn't show the dahlia as having that spark and beauty that it used to have in the first part. The dahlia that is given to this person in the second time has changed. It's like it's no more beautiful, and not that it's no more beautiful, but the voice doesn't really see the beauty of the dahlia anymore. There's no one to share the beauty of the dahlia with anymore, as like the figure that was there before, like in the first few lines, is no longer there. It's like it's gone. Thus, and also the last 5 lines of this poem evokes the feelings of desertedness. Yeah. Also, the last 2 lines, she says, "You who have taken with you all I once possessed." This suggests that at one point in time, um, the dahlia could be used. The dahlia was used to represent a very merry and happy life, when this figure that the voice represents to as you was there. But now the you in the poem is no longer there. So then the voice becomes barren, becomes infertile. Yes. Okay. Comparing both poems, I will conclude that the second poem, Autumn, produces various images. However, vernal equinox is more rich, so to say, in the sound effect it creates from words like thrusting, spatter, sting. Also, I thought it was fascinating how Amy Lau uses two distinct flowers, the hyacinth and the dahlia, as the main focus in both this poem, in describing the feeling of loneliness and love. I just thought it was interesting because she could have easily picked like a very common flower, like a rose or sunflower. However, she decided to use very, very distinct flower like hyacinth in dahlia, which also suggests that these flowers themselves could be like made to stay on their own, could be like could be abandoned in a way, which also suggests the feeling of loneliness and desertedness in one's life. Thank you for listening.